So how do you plan your running route? A lot of times I just run out the door, and we have a bike path right near our condo, and so I can run in either direction, follow the bike path, and go either into the city or the outer harbor or along the Niagara River here. And other times I need to know how many miles that I'm going to be going and what my route is going to be. So I have found that I can use the Google Maps Measure tool in order to map out the miles that I need. Wrinkled Runner here, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to use that. So stay tuned. For the longest time I didn't realize that there was a tool to be able to measure your miles or kilometers or whatever you use for measuring. I had no idea that you could do that in Google Maps, and I think for the longest time you actually couldn't do that with like an iPhone or in an iOS thing. So I believe it's recently that you were able to do it for that, and I was researching online on how to measure out routes and came up with a tutorial on how to do that. And so I've been doing it for probably about 6 months, being able to use the tool in order to map out, like if I need 6 miles or 9 miles or 12 miles or whatever my training will be telling me that I need to do. So for example, I wanted to run 16 miles and I wanted to run from Times Square through Manhattan, through the Bronx to where my son lives out in Eastchester, which is just outside of the Bronx. And so I was able to use the Measure tool to work my way through all of those areas of New York City to get back to where he lives. And it was really easy to use, and it actually, because you're using the map, you can see all the different things on your way. So if you want to go past the zoo, or if you want to go past the botanical gardens, or if you want to avoid a certain area, you're able to do that just by measuring out the distances and looking at different routes that maybe you'd want to take. So in order to do that, you just have to open up Google Maps, and I'm going to be using my iPhone to show you how to do that. I know you can do it in other platforms as well, but I use the iPhone, so that's what I'm going to be used to show you how to use it. Okay, so you're going to open up the app, and I chose Niagara Falls. So then I can zoom in over here right near the falls. There is a runway that we like to use, bike path, and drop a pin on where you want to start. And then it's going to come up, and you're going to want to scroll up from there, and you can see on the bottom where it says measure distance, and there's a little ruler. So if you hit that, then what it actually does is go to where you are now. And I haven't figured out if you can get rid of that and just start from there, but it's going to go to where you are, and then you can just keep scrolling until it gets to right next to the thing. Then you're going to just keep adding points. In the lower right hand corner there's a circle with a blue circle with a plus mark in it, and you just keep adding points to that. So I usually just follow along, and then if there's a bend, then I add a point. Otherwise, if it's a fairly straight line, then I just keep going until I get to something like this, where there was a little bend in the road and a couple of bends. So you're just kind of marking points. And then you can see in the lower part there how far you're going. So it's measuring the path, and you just keep measuring it out until it's where you want to end up, however many miles you want to go. One thing I didn't cover in recording the Google Map tutorial is that you can actually undo or delete one of the points, and in the upper right hand corner there's a little arrow, and I'll put a picture of it, and if you just hit that, it will get rid of the last point that you put on. And then you can either go in a different direction or keep deleting and work out a new map or a new route, whatever you want to do. So I hope you found this helpful. I know I've used it quite a few times, especially in a new place when I didn't know the area very well, in order to get the miles in and see what I would be seeing along the route. So hit subscribe if you enjoyed this video so you don't miss another one. I do recipes and other tutorials, talk about running gear and everything running. I will put the link to the blog post down below as well, where I talked about it, and you can see the different pictures that I used when I was talking about it on the blog, and it also goes step by step how to use the tool as well. I'll also link up to the blog so that you can enter your email address, and once a month I send a newsletter with all the different blog posts from the previous month. Also, sometimes there are special things that I include just for my subscribers, so make sure you sign up for that. If you have any questions about this app or about running in general, you can either comment down below or you can send me an email at sherry@wrinkledrunner.com. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the run.